Palworld is making headlines again, and surprisingly, it has nothing to do with their ongoing legal trouble. We're actually seeing a collaboration between Palworld and Terraria. We'll tell you everything there is to know so far.
And there's talk of a new handheld console on the horizon from Sony. We've got all the deets on this, plus a whole bunch more, right now on Gaming News Weekly. What's up, everybody? It's time for another episode of Gaming News Weekly, the best weekly video game news show out there. Every single Monday, we're bringing you all the biggest things happening in the video game industry. You can check us out on TikTok, YouTube, and podcast services everywhere. My name is E-Rock the Red. I am joined, as always, by this gentleman right here, Full Clip. What's going on, dude? How are you?
What's up? Doing pretty good. You?
Mm-hmm. 2 thumbs. Way up, baby. We're
Yep.
post-Thanksgiving.
Nice and full.
Yep. We just finished eating 2 minutes ago. I've just got pie dripping off my face, gravy off this side of my face. But yeah, dude, it's been good. We're just removed Black Friday. Did you buy anything on Black Friday?
I did not. I'm abstaining this year. I think from Cyber Monday as
Attaboy.
well.
Attaboy. I didn't get anything. I didn't buy a single thing. So, we're good. We're being good, taking care of what we need to, saving our money for.
Now, I did hear that there were some
Next
pretty
week.
good deals on PlayStation 5s, and maybe I'll regret over the next year or so not having jumped on that. But, the used market's going to look pretty good because of the new Pro out. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you got, I'm sure we'll see some more sales. Usually, like, the Black Friday stuff's not even, like, the biggest sales anymore. It's, like, closer to Christmas and stuff
Sure.
like that. But, that VR2, like, deal was insane. It was, like, half off for, like, the PlayStation VR bundle. I was like, God damn, that's crazy. But, you find time to play any games or anything like that?
Just on the Call of Duty camo grind as always. Right now we're doing the double XP event, so I'm about to hit that 5th Prestige. And blazing right through those levels, especially on Stakeout 24/7. Are you familiar with that map?
No.
Oh, it's crazy.
Which one is it? I might know it, but not the name.
You're kind of in like an apartment building.
Oh,
or a
yeah,
couple
dude.
apartment
That
buildings.
one's insane. It's
Yes.
like you're in, like, there's like
It's
3
chaos.
rooms, and you're just, I
Especially
like
on
it. It's fun,
hardcore.
though.
Yeah. It's crazy. But I'm
On
trying
hardcore, I can't imagine.
to get all my headshots and stuff down the long hallway there. Assault
Yeah.
rifles. Yeah, I'm getting there. I got my melees diamond. Still not quite there on launchers. That second launcher is such a pain in the ass to get gold. But
Can you just take it into
I'm
that
making it.
apartment complex with you and just blow everything up?
Not that one. Now, if you needed to get your
okay.
100 kills with that, that's a really good place to start. But yeah.
Gotcha. All right. I wanted to play some last night, and I ended up playing, like, Phasmophobia with some friends instead. And the whole time I'm, like, just scared and not, like, doing well in the game. I'm like, man, I wish I was playing Black Ops. We had fun.
Well, I noticed you hit level 55 of your first go-around. Are you going to pull the trigger on the Prestige?
I did. Yeah, I guess so. I think I just hit it. I got to look to see what that means, what that does. But yeah, I absolutely. I like prestiging. It makes me feel like I'm accomplishing something. So
Yeah,
I'm going to do it. But it depends on where I'm at. Like with, I think I'm almost done with the AK-74 or whatever, leveling that all the way up. So we'll see where I'm at once that gets full. Because I don't have to, like, earn that back, right? Not the camo shit.
I think
like,
it's only the second unlock. So with this double
right,
XP
that one should be
going,
early.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if you were to
easy.
prestige now, you're probably going to get up to like level 20 pretty quickly. And I would say it'd be unlocked by then. But also you get your unlock token for one permanent unlock. So if that's the one you wanted to use it on, you'd never have to worry about it being locked each prestige or
that's
anything
interesting.
like
Cool. I'll take a look at that. Take a look at that later. Hopefully I'll get on later and play some. In addition to that, I've been playing on my Steam Deck. I got a advanced copy of a game called Alchemist Shop Simulator. So you know how this is a simulator corner here on Gaming News Weekly. But this one is a lot like Trading Card Simulator in that you have a shop that sells like potions and shit like that. So like you have, it's not all about, like you actually have a storefront and you have to have merchandise and you put it out there and you like put a price tag on it, and then people come in and buy it and they give you just, oh dude, it infuriates me. They need to, if the dev is listening, fix this. I'm selling something, it's 20 gold or whatever, and they're like, they throw a bag of coins at me and they're like, here's 1,276 gold. And then I have to give them all this change back. And I'm like, this is the worst part of this game. Like just learn math, guys, or else I'm going to start keeping. And that doesn't even let me keep, like times I've tried shortchanging them. No, you can't do it. Won't even let you. But otherwise, it's been a lot of fun. So right off the bat, you got to like get this seed to grow this plant, to use this plant to make this potion. So you need all these different materials in order to make this potion. Then you have to make the potion. Like you put it in the mortar and pestle and smash it, and then add the water, and there's a recipe. And then once you make it, you got to sell it. So it's cool. There's a lot going on, a lot of different things that you could do. You could garden just to grow like your plants. You know, you could haggle with the merchants, and you could set up your shop. So I'm early in. I played it for maybe like 2 hours. And it's going to be a time suck for me. I really, I think it's well done. It's early access. Well, it's not even out yet, but I think it's going to be released into early access first because it's definitely, you know, it's got that simulator jank. And some of the graphics are a little weird. The character models are the best things going. There's like, they're like straight out of like a, you know, a grim fairy tale book. So, but yeah, I've been enjoying that. It runs well on the Steam Deck. It doesn't have controller support, so I'm just using like the mouse keyboard type layout on the Steam Deck, and yeah, it's fun. I'm enjoying it. It's definitely, you know, fitting that simulator hole that I have that needs filling regularly. It seems
we gotta cram those simulator holes around here.
Cram our holes with simulators. But yeah, other than that, it's just been you know, shit around the house and stuff. I haven't found nearly as much time for games this week as I would like to, even though I've been off from work a few days. So I got to remedy that. Maybe the next day or two.
Yep.
All right, you want to keep this train chugging along?
I think so. We should get into the new releases.
Let's do it. All right, it's a slow week for new releases. It's going to be a slow few weeks, usually until like, I don't know, like January, February. It's like we'll see a lull. You know, there'll be a few games here and there. But this week, we had 9 Souls come out on consoles. So it's been out on PC since like May, but it's finally out on all the consoles. Came out November 26th. This is a 2D action platformer. It's a Metroidvania style game. The style is great. It's like this beautiful hand-drawn world with these animations that are all done by hand, and they're calling it Tao Punk. It's like Taoism meets cyberpunk. And I did play it. It's on Game Pass, so I played it for a few hours, and the style is really cool, dude. It's like old school meets new school in like there's these you know, these people or things. They're not really, I don't know what they are. They're not humans. But like they pray to this machine, and then you get in there and it's like this combination of you know, the two. And it's really, really cool. It's a lot like gorier and bloodier than I expected. I'm watching it, or my son's sitting there watching it with me, and these people are just getting eviscerated and blood flying everywhere, their heads ripped off. And he's like, this is great. But yeah, it's like the combat is like Sekiro style, where you have to parry and deflect. So you got to learn that timing, and I'm just, you know, again, very early on, so I'm still getting that down. But like the martial arts is really cool. The animations are fantastic. This is a winner. I definitely, if you're a fan of Metroidvania style games, This game is fantastic. And like I said, I've only played a couple hours. I don't know how it's going to continue, if it's going to stay fresh. I don't know how long of a game, but I don't see how this wasn't like featured more in like our game of the year like discussions, indie games and that sort of thing, because just early on it looks like a home run. So I don't know.
Oh yeah, it's hard not to be sold on this when you see the trailer, just because of the visual style, the world, and another big part of it, I think, is kind of you versus the environment with some puzzle solving and things like that. You have to be able to it almost in the way Super Mario did it back in the day, where the world is kind of collapsing in on you at certain points, and you got to get out of there, or it not just against the enemies, but the world itself, and it all being connected. As you said, there's like the machine god there. Everything seems to be connected together by these machines and the Towel Punk. I like it. It's dripping with style. I want to check this one out too.
Yeah, definitely do it. It was nice because, like, I think I was complaining last week that I didn't have room for anything on my Xbox because of Black Ops, but this one was only like 4 gigs, so it fit right in there. It was great.
And so maybe that's part of the reason it's not getting as much attention. It might be kind of short.
Yeah. So we'll see. I'll report back. I'm excited to get in there further and try to master that system. And then the other one that came out this week, New Arc Line, came out November 26th on PC into early access. So this drew my eye. It looks really, really cool. It's a steampunk fantasy mashup. And it's a CRPG. So it's, like Baldur's Gate, Divinity, that style of game. It's got turn-based, tactical RPG elements. But yeah, you create a character. You can make like an elf, like human. I don't know. There's a few different classes to choose from, and then you have a party of 4, and then it becomes like that role-playing game where you can give the characters like magic abilities, or like the diesel mechanic guy who does like everything with like steampunk tools and that sort of thing. I love that shit. I love the combined world that is. So that's what initially drew me to it. And then as I'm reading more about it, it's like based on like an earlier game called like Arcanum from 2001, which I'm not familiar with. But so on Steam, I'm reading the reviews and everybody says this is going to be a great game. Just not yet. It's too early into early access. They're saying like, buy this now, maybe you'll get a discount, and then play it, later. So so it's on my wish list, and we'll see. But it definitely looks right up my alley.
Yeah, if I were guessing where the heavy influence was coming for this game, it reminds me a lot of BioShock Infinite with that steampunk world. So if you want to dive back into something like that, it's not going to be the same style of gameplay at all. It'd been a 3/4 down kind of CRPG battle, but it looks interesting. It looks entertaining. Yeah.
I'm excited to see how it does. But right now I'm gonna wait a little bit, and we'll go from there. And then real quick, this is not a new release, but this is breaking news. Right before this recording started, a new trailer for Marvel Rivals came out. This comes out next week, dude. We've been talking about this game for a long time, and it's finally happening. And this new trailer got me so hyped, dude, where I was like, I did that sound. Things happened. But yeah, dude, this revealed the last of the characters that they've been holding out on, like Wolverine, Squirrel Girl, Black Widow. I forget who else was in there. Cloak and Dagger. But this is a banger of a trailer, dude. The music, the animations. Oh, Dr. Doom was in there. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, all I can call this is Marvel Goes Anime. With that music especially. And I think it's a very intentional choice on their part to try and pull some of the Overwatch audience over to them. Especially with the Squirrel Girl and the, what was it, Donnie the Shark Dog?
Jeff the land shark.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm so excited. Yeah, so next week, this comes out December 6th. So I'll have it for a few days before we record next week. So I will report back. Probably like red bloodshot eyes because I'm just constantly playing the game.
Yeah.
I'm completely shirtless and penniless because I've spent all my money on cosmetics within the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be great. So go watch that trailer. It's a banger. All right, that's it. Let's get things going. Talk about our news of the week. All right, first up, we got to mention the Steam Autumn Sale is happening right now. It's one of the big ones. You know, they're one of their big quarterly sales. Lots of good deals for, I mean, like, there's some, like, newer games that you could get 20, 30% off. But, like, I feel like the amount of, like, games that are 90% off, you know, under, like, just a couple of bucks, you could get a great selection of games. Did you get a chance to check out the sale?
Yeah, I scrolled through most of it, see what's out there.
And
plus, you did a really good job of putting some recommendations on TikTok, so people can go out there and just scroll through the list, find out what they want.
Yeah, those are some of my favorites, and some of I thought the best deals. Not, you know, again, some older titles, but like, yeah, you could get them for a couple bucks, dude, and like have a great library of games if you don't already have them. What drew your eye?
Oh yeah, Mad Max, first of all, because that was one of the first ones I saw because of the TikTok. $1.99. Now, it's only a $20 game regular price, but it's 90% off right now. For $1.99, if you're not enjoying that game, I don't know what you're doing. It's good. It's I've said it before. It's kind of like, I mean, it's made by WB Games. The way the combat is just perfect feeling in like the Batman Arkham series. This borrows so much from that, but not just the hand-to-hand combat. Also, the vehicular combat. And I love the way the world works. It's a game that you can 100% without, like, killing yourself to do. I like it.
It's a lot of fun. And I will vouch that it plays very well on the Steam Deck. So I've been playing it there.
Very nice. Need for Speed Unbound. I'm pretty sure that that's still the newest Need for Speed title out there. We're probably due for one next year or the year after. But it's on sale for $4.89. And that's a game where they're still coming out with the seasons. So there's new content being added all the time. Definitely not a dead game yet. Far Cry 5 for $5.99. I didn't play Far Cry 5, but given the previous games in that series, I think it's totally worth $6 to try it out. And finally, The Hunter Call of the Wild for $1.99. This one I have played a little bit of. And if you want a chill game where, you know, it's not all action, it's a little more calming, and cozy. $1.99, there you go. And there's plenty of DLC for that to explore all sorts of different biomes.
Yep. Yeah, some of my favorite games came out real cheap, dude. Like Control Ultimate Edition, you could get that for $7.99. That's a fantastic deal. Marvel's Midnight Suns, $8.99. But, you know, if that's breaking the bank, how about two games? Two of the greatest games, Prey and Dishonored 2 for $4.84 for both of those games that you could just drop tons and tons of hours into. And then Hitman, the World of Assassination, that's 90% off, $2.99, and it's got like the best of Hitman 2 and 3, I think. I'm not sure what's exactly in that one. House Flipper, the first one, which they're still like adding DLC to. It's still an amazing game. $2.49. I've got like 50 hours in the House Flipper, and it's still my favorite of the simulator games. So yeah, those are the cheap ones. Slime Rancher, $1.99. That's another one where you can put in a lot of time into that one, and and get in there and play that one. And then how about Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League? 95% off, dude. $3.49. I was looking at Steam reviews thinking, I'm like, dude, because I've still never played it. And I'm like, should I buy this? And people are like, I just bought this for $3 and I wish I had my money back. It's the worst game I've ever played. And it made me want to get it more. The more I read the terrible reviews. Right. So
yeah, I'm like that with movies. You just want to see how bad it could possibly be.
Yes. So lots of great games out
and there are a lot more in there that we're not mentioning because they are still pretty damn expensive. But if you're like we always do, it's like I want to play it, but I don't want to play it for $70. Well,
Yeah.
Starfield is on there for $41.99. I'm sure it's not the first time, won't be the last time. But if you're looking for that discount, it's there. Cyberpunk 2077 is $26.99. All kinds of good deals to be had.
Yeah. I almost got. So I'm still not buying anything for no new game November. But Pacific Drive, man, it's only $17.99. And I've had my eye on that one for a long time, so that's a good price. So yeah, some great games. If you're too poor right now, you just gotta wait like a few more weeks though, because the Steam Winter Sale kicks off December 19th too. So we'll probably be back with more recommendations for cheap games then. I'm excited to see because that's usually one of their biggest one, I think. The summer sale and the winter sale. But yeah, all right. Enough about that. Let's talk about the PlayStation Plus games for December were announced, and they are It Takes Two, Aliens, Dark Descent, and Temtem. You ever play any of these games?
No, but I know It Takes Two. Wasn't that one of the multiplayer game of the year before?
Yeah, just Game of the Year in general.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, I ended up winning Game of the Year. It's a fantastic game, dude. I absolutely think you and your wife should play it. It is one of the best platformers that I've played, and the fact that it's all about playing co-op, and it's fun. Like, there are times, when you play a game like this and you end up just screaming at the other person you're playing with, there are some of those moments. But most of the time, it's really intuitive, and it's not frustrating. So as long as you're playing with somebody who has an idea of how the mechanics of gaming, you'll be fine. But absolutely, that's one of my favorite platformers. And then Aliens: Dark Descent, and then Temtem is like a Pokemon style monster tamer game, which is very, very well made. I played it. I don't know, a few hours with my son. The monsters in it are really well made, and the gameplay, it's very much like Pokemon. So good games. Those will be available on December 3rd until January 6th. So definitely be sure to pick those up. All right, speaking of PlayStation, there is a PlayStation 5 handheld being talked about. This got me real excited. So this was reported by Bloomberg that there is a unannounced console in the works from Sony that will play your PS5 games. Now, this is all, again, rumor, speculation, and probably a ways away. But Sony did decline to comment. But Bloomberg sources said that that Sony is looking to expand the market for PlayStation games specifically. So this wouldn't be anything new. It's just going to play the games that you have. And they said that it is likely years away from launch, and the company could still decide against bringing it to market. But it is being looked at, created. So hopefully this happens. I mean, we got Nintendo Switch 2 coming up not too far in the future. And then we did hear that, recently Phil Spencer was talking about how they are planning on doing some sort of a handheld Xbox. So it makes sense. Why not, dude? Yeah. If I could play my PS5 games, over, wirelessly on my Steam Deck, you should be able to make a one specifically for that pairs, that's not the PlayStation Portal that's doing that, but something that, is powerful enough like the Steam Deck to do it. But yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. And that's exactly what makes me think that there is maybe a market for this. How pissed off everybody got when they figured out that the PlayStation Portal wasn't a standalone.
Yeah, and it's still sold well, too.
Yeah.
And
my only question, same question I had for Xbox when we talked about theirs recently, what is this going to do differently? Because if all these PlayStation games are coming to PC, why wouldn't I want the open-endedness of one of these PC handhelds or a Steam Deck, where with a little bit of hacking you can do basically whatever you want. You've got a computer in your hands, rather than the pared down version of that you get when you have the console software. So I guess if you are somebody who's deep into the PlayStation sort of ecosystem, you really care about having those trophies rather than the Steam achievements or something, then I guess this is the way to go, and it's just another way to play your games.
Yep. Yeah.
But you're gonna feel pretty silly for buying all those physical media copies.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, that's gonna be a thing. But yeah, I did find out as they're talking about this, they were saying that the PlayStation Portal was initially intended to be a standalone device similar to like the Steam Deck, and they had to, change things up. And I'm wondering why, if it was cost or whatever. But yeah, it's real interesting. So hopefully, I think handheld gaming is amazing. I'm getting ever since I got my Steam Deck, I'm getting so many more games completed, being able to play more games because like I'm playing like, when my wife's watching something like stupid on TV or whatever, and I could just like mess around, or if I'm watching something that doesn't really take full, thought, I could just have a simulator game going in the background. Those I feel like are the best ones for that. I'm playing like recycling shop simulator while watching some random movie. So yeah, I think the more the merrier. All right, next up, The Witcher 4 has entered full-scale production, according to CD Projekt. They said, I'm pleased to announce that several weeks ago it moved on to full-scale production. Well, that's basically what I just said. So that quote was duty. But this one is interesting. It says, of all our project, this one is currently the most far along, and we're starting the most intensive phase of development. So, yeah. Yeah, what do you think, dude? You hyped?
I watched the Witcher series, but I tried to get into The Witcher 3, and it was a few years past its prime at the time, and I couldn't get into it. I am kind of excited about a new one coming out, so I can be there at the ground floor level and see if I do get sucked into it this time. So from that perspective, yeah, I'm excited for it. But in the research for this, I kept finding this thing in 2022 where I don't even know who it was, but somebody up there at CD Projekt Red who's like, we did not announce Witcher 4. We just announced a new game in the Witcher series. I guess maybe it has to do with like this is not the story of Geralt anymore. It's supposed to be like a new trilogy based on a different character. So it may not be The Witcher 4, or it may be The Witcher 4 blah, blah, blah. Like, we had Wild Hunt for Witcher 3. I don't know what they mean by that, or if that's still how it is, because everywhere reporting about this says Witcher 4.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what to expect, but there were some more quotes from the lead programmer on it, Charles Tremblay. He said, I will not say it's easy, but I think that we have some cool stuff going, and hopefully that will have some good showcase of the technology. The only thing I will say is that changing the tech for us does not change the fact that we always will be ambitious. Now, this is in regards to they're no longer using that Red engine that they've always used, and they've switched to Unreal Engine. So I'm excited to see what they can do with that. And he then goes on to say the next game we do will not be smaller, and it will not be worse. So it will be better, bigger, greater than The Witcher 3. It will be better than Cyberpunk, because for us, it's unacceptable to launch that way. We don't want to go back. So that's great. I mean, it's pretty insane to think that it's going to be bigger and better and greater. But I believe them. When they say it, I believe them that they can do it,
Yeah, I don't know. Because CD Projekt Red used to have that kind of reputation, I feel. But after botching Cyberpunk for like the first year of its release, I don't know if people have the same trust in that company.
And yeah, I agree. I don't think they do either, but I think for them, I think it was a learning moment. And I don't think they're going to release a game unfinished ever again, because they fucked around and found out that, that's not going to fly. But they redeemed themselves, they really straightened the course for Cyberpunk and created a really good game in the long run. So, yeah, I'm excited to see. I'm sure this is, again, we'll be talking about this in 2030. But hopefully it's not too far off. All right, next up, this is an interesting one. we got a new game announcement. You know how I like my new game announcements here. This one has a few caveats. This one, it's a game called Light of Motiram. It's a new game from Tencent, and it's an open world survival game where they say nature meets machine. And I was like, all right. So I booted up the trailer here, and right off the bat, I'm like, man, this really looks like Destiny. You got like this floating like cube thing, and it like says, oh, like wake up. And I'm like, I swear that exact same thing happened in the Destiny trailer. And then I was like, all right. Now, I'll preface this. I did see that there were complaints about this game that it was very reminiscent of the Horizon series, the PlayStation Horizon series. So I'm watching the trailer, and they show the protagonist, and I'm like, okay, it's, got a little tribal kind of gear. Looks a little like Aloy. And then they show the creatures, and I'm like, holy shit, they just copied Horizon. Like, it is insane. I was giving them the benefit of the doubt, but dude, it's pretty insane how much they copied from the Horizon series. Did you get a chance to watch it?
Yeah. I mean, there's no denying that there was some heavy inspiration there. Whether it's actionable, I don't know, because so far the big stink here is just from us casual viewers from the outside. This isn't something that's been brought up by Sony so far. Maybe in the coming weeks we'll see more on that. Maybe they'll let him make some money and then take him to court.
We've seen that before.
Yeah.
Like, ultimately, the trailer looks good. It's like a 7-minute trailer.
Right.
And the gameplay, it doesn't look bad. It just looks very familiar. Like there's a lot of Palworld vibes too, because you can get creatures to be with you. Like, you could tame some of these robots to fight alongside you when you're going through. And then Monster Hunter. There was a big Monster Hunter vibes too in there, where you've got these giant monsters and these huge weapons, and you're going and
That's definitely another one where you can watch the trailer and you can see that there's some heavy inspiration. But I mean, to act like that's such a bad thing. I mean, we've seen 5 other games in this past year, not to mention like Dauntless and other big games and some free to plays that borrow those mechanics of Monster Hunter, and nobody seems to have much of a problem about that. I mean, but visually, the choice is to make all the animals look like this, or robots, whatever you want to call them, and the character, it's a little too similar for comfort.
It's really close.
At the end of the day, this isn't my fight or your fight. This is Sony's fight if they want to pursue it. So all I'm worried about is it a fun game? Is it at a decent price point? Should we play it?
Yep, exactly. Yeah, I don't want to, take anything away from what could be a great game. And it does look like they have a lot of features that those other games don't have, and that look cool. I think it's going to be, I don't know if it's co-op. I think I remember reading that you could play with other friends, which, you could do in Monster Hunter, not in Horizon. But then there's like flying and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know what it ultimately will be. Right now it's like early alpha, so there's time. But it was just it was a shocker. But yeah, I'm hopeful that they'll figure it out and get a decent game out of this, because it looks like it really could be fun. And speaking of Palworld, we did get a major update announced coming in December. The largest, harshest, and most mysterious island yet coming to Palworld. The new island is about 6 times bigger than Sakurajima. So yeah, that's exciting. They have a bunch of screenshots that they put out regarding that. And then another screenshot that they added was a little bit of a mystery tease. You got Palworld, Terraria, and they're doing like the brother like handshake on it. So like some sort of crossover, and it's coming in 2025. We don't know what it's gonna be or what it's gonna entail, but yeah, that's exciting news for fans of both series.
Yeah, we should probably speculate on that. What do you think the crossover could or
Dude,
should be.
I have no idea. Like, so I've never played Terraria. I've watched videos of it. So do they have their own like creatures that could end up in the game? That would be
I believe
cool.
so. So either that could come to Palworld, or Palworld's creatures could come to Terraria. I don't know. Or this could be
like a wife swap
like
situation.
A standalone thing. Yeah.
You know
Exactly.
about wife swaps. So they're just trading back and forth, and I like the speculation. What else? Maybe the main guy, is there the person that's featured on the ad? Is that like the playable character in Terraria?
I don't remember the ad. I think you have like a character creation though.
Oh,
I don't think it's like static.
Gotcha. Yeah. So it'll be interesting. I like that this is all happening. Well, there's this, this lawsuit that's just like looming, and they're just like, whatever. Like, we're doing what we're doing, and we're just gonna keep doing it. And power to them. Damn the man. Nintendo's going down.
Yeah, whatever it ends up being, whichever game one borrows from the other, both of these are very much in sort of a Minecraft way. It is a like tune your own adventure kind of thing. Palworld, even, you get really deep in those menus, and you can run your server how you want and play the game how you want. And same for Terraria. So hopefully it's not like here you had Palworld, now here's 100 extra creatures from Terraria, or however many there are to be added.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's like, if you don't want to experience that content, it's just a checkbox where you can turn it off, and vice versa if it's in Terraria.
Yeah, that would be cool. Or if, I don't even know, like, would it be paid DLC, or if it's just, like, we really don't have any information out about it. But, maybe they just got to, for their legal fund, they're like, listen, we got to add some, get some money flowing in here.
Yeah. Or it's possible Terraria always wanted a dream collab with Pokemon, but they could never have it. And now Palworld has the best alternative.
They got the Wish version of Pokemon there. With pals. All right. Well, that's it for this week. You got anything else?
No, I think that's it.
All right. Perfect. Thanks so much for checking out this episode of Gaming News Weekly. We will be back next week just with our special Marvel Rivals episode, where it's just 3.5 hours of me talking about Marvel Rivals while Full Clip falls asleep. And be sure to check us out on TikTok, where you can find all the new important things happening in the video game industry. You can see what games are going on sale. You can see that you can get Brotato right now from Epic Games for free. I didn't put that out there. I meant to. Forgot. I'm reminding everybody right now. Go check it out. It's a great game. And then YouTube. Pop Culture Playground is the name of the channel. You'll find this show there, a bunch of other stuff. Hit subscribe, and then you'll have the video of this show, including the cool trailers, including our facial reactions to the dumb shit that we say. And so that's fun. But if you don't want that, if you don't like fun, and you just want audio stuff, podcasts are cool. And you can find us on any podcast provider. Just type in GNW, hit subscribe there, and then every Monday morning it'll be ready for you to have on your car ride, or you're wrapping gifts, or you're cooking dinner. You could just listen to us rambling about nonsense. And then, Blue Sky. I got to remember that. We're over there trying to build a following over on Blue Sky. And check us out there, Gaming News Weekly. And that's all I got. So, anything before I hit end?
No, I think we've covered everything. We got a little bit of a short show this week to make up for last week, so people can fit them in. I'm
sure next week, besides the Marvel Rivals Corner, is also going to be a fairly short show, because that's where we're at in the news world towards the end of the year. So
Game Awards after that, so it's going to be
Game Awards coming soon.
Yeah,
it's all happening. But all right, we'll see you then. Bye.